Yeah, that's the other thing people say is like, oh, nowadays like the designs look more like Digimon than Pokemon. And I think they're alluding to like stuff that doesn't look like animals, but like Mr. Mime, Jinx,
They're just people.
they're just people.
They're just people.
They're just people.
What's up, fuckers? Welcome back.
You can't say fuck at the start of a video.
It's not technically the start. We have the first clip we'll throw in there.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. You're listening to Kill a Delibird. It is episode 12. This is the podcast where we watch the Pokemon anime. We talk about it, we go through the story, we make fun of the stupid parts, and then my co-host makes some comparisons to classic lit, and then we rank them on a very objective scale that you'll hear more about later. I'm Kellen. You know that if you've been listening. And as usual, my co-host is here. It's Graham. Graham, how you doing?
Pretty good. So when we make fun of them, though, it's nothing but love. It's an endearing examination of the raw absurdity that animation can deliver. And, the logistic, I don't know what the word is, jungle gym that Pokemon as a universe gives us. It's very...
Or lack thereof.
Yeah, there's room for someone to interpret.
So today we're taking a look at two more episodes. We're looking at episode 25, Primeape Goes Bananas, and episode 26, Pokémon Scent-sation. As usual, I ask you, how'd you feel about these episodes?
Good-ish. Actually, I like them. I like them quite a bit. We'll get into them. The first one reminded me of episode of Roadrunner, like Looney Tunes, like specifically the Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote kind of episodes. Maybe just because it looks like they're kind of in a desert. I don't know. There's lots of running around.
Mm-hmm.
And I love a good cartoon run when dust is in the air and people are moving. Nothing better.
It's pretty classic.
Nothing better.
It's very classic.
Yeah.
Well, before we get started, I want to get an update from you.
Okay.
Last week, you let us know that you started playing Pokemon Black, and you had one badge. Mm-hmm. Where are you now?
I am at the third gym.
I'm
at the third gym. It's in this big bumpin' city with like really tall buildings. Like a real Toronto, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
That's my go-to tall building city as a Canadian.
I'm pretty sure at the time, Castelia was the biggest city in the Pokemon world.
I gotta say, I don't even know the name you just said, and that name is not gonna stick in my head. But walking around this city, I do like the graphics. I like how it looks. Big ass buildings.
It looks good for a DS game.
It looks cool. Yeah, it's a cool kind of style with these sort of 2D. I think they're sprites, the characters, but the background and stuff is 3D.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of reminds me of Dragon Quest VII, but the PlayStation version, which is like a little junky looking, but in an endearing way. And I like how it looks a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and to go back a few episodes from when we were talking about how Kanto's towns and cities are all named after colors, and you asked if any other regions do a name theme. One I knew about at the time, but I just could not think of. Unova in Black and White, all the city names are derived from clouds.
Oh, really?
Yep.
What is the cloud type you just said for this big bonker city?
For Castelia?
Yeah. What kind of clouds that?
I don't...
Castelia.
I don't remember them all. Because I don't remember all of them. Cloud names are very complicated.
Yeah, I'm not a cloudologist. Shout us out in the comments if you are a cloudologist. Just kidding.
Is that a career?
Meteorologist.
Well, yeah, but cloud.
Climatologist. There's no such thing as a cloudologist. That's probably like a slur, like an offensive term in their communities. I'm not just a cloud person.
So it's from Castellanus, a cloud featuring a turgid appearance named after the Latin word for castle.
Turgid? Did you say turgid?
Turreted.
Okay, good. a turgid cloud.
But it is spelled Castellanus, so it is Castellanus.
Oh, Castellanus, Castellanus, turgid clouds.
Turd cloud.
Welcome back, fuckers. This is a raw, wild episode. We're getting into it right away. Turgid cloud, I'm just imagining dicks. Just a sky full of dicks.
Yeah.
We have to set the stage that this isn't a podcast for kids. We're watching a kid's show, but we're grown men, so we can say dick.
We watched it as kids. That's why we're qualified to do this.
True. I did see this stuff as kids.
We'll get to a point where neither of us have seen anything, but
It'll be wild.
Such as life.
But you're the Pokemon expert, so even what you haven't seen, you know of and
yes,
about.
Exactly.
Know all the little Pokemonsters.
And this will make me more of a Pokemon expert.
You know all the
So.
Pokeball condensed little freaks.
All 1,013 confirmed ones?
That's a ridiculous amount.
1,015, I think.
So we're trying
It's
something new tonight. We're recording at a different time. Not that any of you would know that, but let's see if the energy levels can be similar, different.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what this episode is gonna hold. Is it gonna be wacky?
Yeah.
Is it gonna be
Yeah.
sleepy? No, it's not gonna be sleepy.
Ooh.
It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, I'm not able to record Saturday, so we're recording on Thursday.
Wow!
evening.
Don't let them know our recording days. Wow, what a leak!
Well, hey, if you ever have questions for us about the episodes and you want us to talk about them, now you know. Get them in before Saturday morning, because that's when we record usually.
That is true.
So there you go.
Get them in, folks.
There you go. There's your timeline. All right. Are we going to get into these episodes?
Yeah, let's jump into this Bugs Bunny nonsense.
All right, let's jump into episode 25, Primeape Goes Bananas.
Amazing name, by the way. Primeape Goes Bananas. Because apes eat bananas. How you like that?
What? Oh my god.
How you like that?
Wow. So back in Pallet Town, we're going back to Pallet Town, I think, for the first time. We're checking in on Professor Oak. He's having
a
tea
nice-looking
in the morning.
house. It's got a windmill on it.
It's so cute. I love it.
Yeah,
I would live there.
It looks quite a bit more vibrant than the original game house.
In the game, I don't know if it's implied that he lives there. It is just the lab. But there are only two other houses in that town, so...
Yeah, that
Who
classic old JRPG town.
Yeah.
It's just like 3 buildings.
Ash calls Oak while he's having his tea to show off his badges. He's got 4 badges, and Oak is not impressed.
No, Oak's kind of a dick. And he kind of seeds something in Ash here, which carries forward into the next episode. You know, when people are being dicks, there's often someone who was a dick to them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's, what's that called?
I don't know.
Learned trauma?
Well, I think...
Learned behavior? Something like
I
that?
have no idea. That sounds more
Maybe
serious.
Not
this is just like... Even talking about little things.
Yeah. It's just a cycle. When people are dicks to you, you become a dick to others. And you got to conscientiously break the cycle. It's on you. It's on
cycle of
you
dick.
listening to this podcast.
How many times can I say dick in this podcast?
I think we're at like 6 now or something.
Oh, I've said it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, Oak's lovely little house is a traditional Japanese tatami room. And Krabby brings him the phone over. What a chill bro, Krabby.
Giant phone.
Yeah.
It's great. I love their little relationship. It's so cute.
Yeah, they're best friends.
So yeah, Oak is not impressed because everyone else that he sent off from Pallet Town has 5 badges now. Ash only has 4. So Ash is way behind.
Yeah, and Ash started really proud. Like, guess how many badges I got? 4.
Mm-hmm.
And Oak's like, 4? 4?
Only 4 badges?
You're bragging about 4?
Only 4 badges.
I think Oak is a bit of a social manipulator. Like, do you think that all the other rivals had 5? Or he just told them that? Because I think Oak makes up numbers. And
you know what? He might be.
Yeah, you're going to tell me an example of where he makes up a number next.
Exactly. I think you know where I'm going with this.
I know where you're going.
Yeah, so Oak says Gary has caught 30 Pokemon. However, a few episodes ago, back in Mystery at the Lighthouse, when they were on the phone, Oak said Gary caught 45. Which is it, Oak?
Yeah, which is it?
Which is it?
I think he's just making up a number. Ash doesn't really remember details or anything, you know?
I'm surprised you remembered that detail.
I saw it on Bulbapedia. Call me an Ash. I just like to jump into this podcast, fists a-blazing, eyes full of vinegar.
Hearts full of wonder.
Yeah, that's all.
Oak tells Ash about what he and Krabby have been up to. They've been having tea and writing poetry together. It's just, I love it. I love Krabby.
Every day, it's cake and tea. Just my Pokemon and me. That's his poem that he recites.
Beautiful. It's beautiful.
A lovely poem.
It's like that shit would have gotten me like a 70% in grade 8 poetry that we did.
There you go, Oak. 70% in grade 8 poetry. That's what we're giving you.
And so we go back. We see Misty and Pikachu sitting on a cliff. They're eating jelly donuts.
Oh, yeah. Here's full-blown jelly donut effect.
Love it.
Right? That's when they translated onigiri rice balls as jelly donuts. They do it again here. And this time, these quote-unquote donuts play a pretty big role in the episode.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed the one Misty is eating looks like it's a umeboshi onigiri, which is like a pickled plum. Have you ever had a pickled plum?
No.
They're intensely sour. Like when you bite into them, it's just like they're very, very intense. But with the rice, they're pretty good. You know, the rice kind of cuts it. But they're like one of the most sour foods ever. And Misty is chowing down on that one.
Yeah, so this whole jelly donut sequence is hilarious to me because it sounds sponsored, honestly. Like Brock
by
has
the
this
amount
big
of
line.
times they say the phrase jelly
Yeah,
donut.
Brock has this big line. He's like, and these are jelly-filled donuts. Jelly-filled donuts are my favorite. Nothing beats a jelly-filled donut. Like, that's a sponsor.
And Pepsi is the Coke of the new generation.
Yes, exactly.
Smoke Marlboro
sponsored by
cigarettes.
Big Donut.
Yeah.
They're
Big Donut?
Yeah.
Tim Hortons?
It straight up just sounds like an ad read. Because like there's no reason to say the words jelly-filled donuts that many times in quick succession. Unless it's being required to you by law.
Brock has like these weird side hustles and he's being inauthentic. He's like getting sponsorships. He's like recording this all.
Getting hot air balloon lessons.
Oh yeah, Brock is a weirdo and a narc. Calling you out.
Yeah. So Ash wants to get caught up to the others, get to Celadon immediately. They're on the road, and a Mankey appears.
Well, so
Brock
Brock
says that his donuts have no artificial ingredients. That's the more
Brock
important
and
part.
Misty are trying. There's this struggle going on with Ash, right? So the stuff that Oak said to him is like really gnawing at the old brain noggin, you know. So he's thinking we got to get to the next city as soon as possible. Brock and Misty are sort of trying to talk him down from that damage that Oak has done. Said, you know, quality over quantity, like do things your own way. And he has none of that. And then yeah, this little Mankey appears, which is a pig monkey.
Yes.
Nailed it. Well, that's what the Pokedex calls it, a pig monkey.
Yeah.
So is that... Yeah, that's about how you would describe it. It's like a little monkey with like a pig face. And in the Pokemon world, are there pigs and are there monkeys? That it can be described as a pig monkey?
I guess that's kind of implied.
I guess so.
We've seen fish and worms and birds.
Yeah, same with
so
when they
there
call
are.
a Pokemon like a rodent type Pokemon. Like, what is a rodent if they don't have a reference to it? Interesting indeed.
So to go back to the whole Ash thing, like, yeah, Ash, you know what? Life advice: run in your own race. Don't compare yourself to others.
Do things your own way.
And that's life advice for you, the listener, as well. And I'm saying this because if I compared myself to others, oh boy, am I a mess.
We're all messes at the end of the day. Life is a big mess.
That's true. So Ash still has not learned anything. He tries to catch the Mankey without fighting it, and I think this is the cause of like the entire episode.
Yeah, this is really where it kicks it all off, because he's given Mankey the donut. Mankey seems to be enjoying the donut, and then the rice ball. I like, do we call them donuts or rice balls? Like the episode
I think
says
we call them
donuts so much
because it's funny.
I can't switch between them so much. And so he throws the Pokeball without fighting him again. Like Ash hasn't learned fuck all. He's still diving into these situations like a dingus dangus rompus donkus. And Mankey throws the donut at the ball. So he catches the donut.
Ash caught a donut. Good job, Ash. Dun, 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 dun.
Wow, that's a perfect impression of the sound that happens in the games when you catch a Pokemon.
It's just a melody.
It was a beautiful melody. I really like victory
thank
songs in games, right? Like there's the Final Fantasy
Mhm.
one.
So Mankey's gotten very angry after this whole incident and starts chasing them. Brock tries to throw the donuts at them. In a fun moment, he's like, Pokeball! Oh, wait. Donut, go! I loved that. I thought that was a great
Yeah,
moment.
and he goes back to like marketing the donuts again a little bit. He's like, these are homemade donuts, only with real ingredients.
They have no artificial ingredients.
Yeah.
So
It's
dumb.
very dumb.
So Mankey beats Ash up, steals his hat.
Uh-oh.
Team Rocket's spying. They think it's the perfect time to catch Pikachu. I'm pretty sure there have been multiple perfect times to catch Pikachu, and they have still failed to do so.
Yeah, their idea of an opportune time really doesn't mean a lot. And there isn't a whole lot of thought here.
So we get the backstory on Ash's hat. This is probably backstory
It's not the
we
hat,
weren't expecting.
it's the principle, says Ash.
He won it from entering a contest when he was younger, sending in thousands and thousands of postcards.
He says
He
millions
won it from
of
the league.
postcards.
Millions, I'm sorry. Millions of postcards.
Yeah, won it at the Pokemon Expo. It's an official hat. Brock is very impressed. It's official. It's an official hat. Like losing their mind over this hat.
There is something to be said about something that is official.
Oh, yeah, and rare.
It's nice.
Misty tried to get one of the hats too, apparently, but only sent in one postcard.
Oh, that's not gonna do it, Misty.
Ash sent in 1 million.
So we see a promo for this contest that they did, and a little Pokeball flashes up on screen. It's like the logo for the Pokemon League, but on it it's written Pokémon League.
Yep.
It's spelled POCKEMONLEAG.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. I don't know.
Like that's Ash. I'm sorry to tell you, I think that's a bootleg.
Yeah, it's like actually
I don't think it's
not official all along.
If it's from the Pokemon League, I don't think.
Okay, I got a theory. This is what actually happened. Ash was sending in all these postcards. He was so obsessed. His dear sweet mom, the real MVP of all, knew that he wasn't gonna get it, so she got him like this black market knockoff kind of cheap hat and told him that he won because she rules. Couldn't you see that happening? Gives him the hat with a bunch of clean underwear.
Not the worst theory.
It's not the worst theory. Thank you.
Not the worst
Pokemon
theory.
Expert. That's what I live for, is for people to tell me, that's not the worst theory.
So Team Rocket shows up very casually. They just kind of like walk up to the gang. They're like, hey, we want Pikachu.
They're practically traveling with them at this point. They're just like a few meters behind all the time.
They may as well just be carpooling. And split a cab. Really. James kicks the Mankey. He doesn't.
James
care about
loves
this thing.
kicking Pokemon.
He does.
He's
really
not
does.
a good guy.
The gang warns them that was a bad idea. They don't listen. But Mankey is so pissed off about it. He evolves into a Primeape. He was so angry. He evolved.
Yep. Anger evolve. Been there, am I right?
Yeah, and it's just a precursor to Gen 9, where Primeape got the evolution Annihilate, where the Dex entry basically says that Primeape got so angry it died, and that's how the new Pokemon
what
comes to be. Yeah, it's insane.
He gets so angry that he dies, and the anger becomes its own entity, or what?
Yes, pretty much.
That's amazing.
It's
also,
incredible.
I love that name. I haven't heard about this creature. Annihilate.
Yes, you have. I showed you him.
Really? Annihilate. That's beautiful.
When I was starting through Scarlet and Violet, and I was like sending you guys the pictures of all the new Pokemon. Like, oh my god, look at these things! I sent you Annihilate.
Good old Pokemon Scarvi.
Yeah, so Mankey evolves into Primeape, and the Pokedex, in one of its classic, completely unrealistic info dumps, says that if you make eye contact with a Primeape, it will chase you forever.
Forever. I like how Ash during this all tells Team Rocket that he's having a major hat crisis. It's like, now's not the time, having a major hat crisis. Like, that just, like, communicates it all.
Yeah. So Team Rocket ignores the Primeape. Jessie promptly gets thrown face first into a boulder.
Yeah, so they ignore the Primeape and throw out Ekans and Coughing. Like, they're just gonna, like, go after Pikachu. And Primeape does this, like, flying drop kick. Like, WWE, Rey Mysterio. He flies in from the top rope and sends Jessie flying. She's, like, completely horizontal. Like an arrow flies into this rock.
It's quite impressive.
It's very impressive. And there's this sort of back and forth now about who they're going to fight, Primeape or still go after Pikachu. Beauty before duty.
Team Rocket
Jesse
always
says.
puts beauty before duty.
And so they just get into it with Primeape. And this is our first real Looney Tunes magic moment. I really see a lot of Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote in this episode. Their fight is just one of those big dust balls where like an arm sticks out here, a head sticks out there. I love that. I love dust ball fights.
Great.
Have you ever seen a dust ball fight in real life? Like walk by a park and there's a big dust ball and be like, that's just Mikey and the boys. At it again.
Unfortunately, I can't say that I have, but that
I haven't either, but a boy can dream.
Yeah. So the gang runs off, but Ash needs his hat. Pikachu goes to save the hat, a la Indiana Jones, and makes eye contact with the Primeape, which in a cute moment where Pikachu's like trying not to look at Primeape.
Yeah, he's trying to get Ash's hat back, like as a ride or die homie, without looking, like covering his eyes, but then he kind of peeks, and man, Primeape is right there, staring him down. And because of what the Pokedex said before, this feels like such high stakes. It's like if you even glance at the Primeape, he's locked in for all eternity.
You're dead. You're running until one of you dies.
Yeah.
So it's got my hat, or it's got Ash's hat.
And Primeape's wearing the hat, too. He looks quite rad.
Misty quips, and it never even sent in one postcard.
Oh, just salty Misty.
Love it. Brock thinks Brock has a theory. Not as good of a theory as yours. He thinks Primeape is lonely, and that's why it stole Ash's hat. He just wants the attention. So he goes up to the Primeape, try to be like, hey, buddy. And Primeape spanks the shit out of him.
Yes, he actually spanks him. He bends Brock over and does an ultra spanking Fury Swipes attack on Brock's ass.
And then launches him into the stratosphere.
Yeah. I'm just amazed at the amount of time characters die. Team Rocket
crazy.
Dies the most. Brock dies the second most.
The amount of resilience these people have is very impressive.
Yeah, they got bulletproof skin.
So off everybody goes. They're all running away. They're all just running from the Primeape.
Who's using Thrash, apparently. So
yes.
Tell me about this. Is this a real move?
Yeah, Thrash is a move that is like really, I think it's like 120 base power. But you are locked into it. That's very good. That's very good, yeah.
Very good. Damn.
For reference sake, the move Flamethrower, like that's just a classic, really good move.
I like the Dairy Queen Flamethrower. Shout out to Dairy Queen.
Well, Flamethrower is like 90 or 95 base power. That's like your typical really good move. Yeah. That doesn't really have drawbacks. Thrash is 120 base power. You're locked into it for 2 to 3 turns, and then after you have stopped using Thrash, the Pokemon confuses itself.
Oh.
So that's its drawback.
Okay,
it's really
so this
powerful, but you get confused.
a realistic depiction of this. Just a berserker rage. Out of control. And so he's chasing Ash and Misty, because he's already launched Brock into Neptune. And we get a good classic Roadrunner kind of race, both with dust clouds behind their feet, spinning their legs.
Yeah, and they split up. They think they can lose Primeape if they split up a little bit. So Ash and Misty go different ways in a fork in the road. Meanwhile, somehow Team Rocket has gotten ahead of everybody.
Yeah,
this
made no sense. Like, suddenly Team Rocket's back in the picture and they're ahead of them all, digging a hole.
How?
Can Team Rocket teleport?
I think so.
Did they learn that from the Abra last week?
Maybe they did.
Our Team Rocket actually Abras in human suits.
Ooh.
How's that for a theory?
Not as
pretty
good.
Bad.
I think it's a pretty terrible theory.
Pretty terrible theory. There's something a little eerie about that little homunculi, a sleep paralysis demon of a Pokemon being inside of a human suit.
Maybe we're all
like
Abra.
An Abra. Maybe we're all Abras, just controlling these sacks of meat around.
So Ash falls into the hole.
Yep.
Primeape does not. Pikachu shocks Team Rocket. They're like, wait, what are you guys doing here? Pikachu shocks them all.
Coughing gases them all.
Yeah.
Just like a big Pokemon attack party in the pit.
And then Primeape is threatening Ash, but Ash remembers what Oak said at the beginning of the episode. You can't be a good trainer without catching more Pokemon. So now Ash has some motivation. He's going for it.
He's like, I'm just going to capture this buffoon.
He's going to catch it.
That's one way to solve it.
So Water Gun from Squirtle just pisses it off. Just makes it upset.
He's like, soak his head with water gun.
Yeah.
Give him a soak. That'll cool him off.
But Primeape's Primeape's anger is so red hot it evaporates the water.
Yeah, I love cartoon anger. It's good.
Great. Razorleaf doesn't do anything. Charmander can't hit it. But then Charmander's flame grows big and the kick-ass music comes on. This is a very good moment.
It is a good moment. So Charmander is he's getting beat up though, and there's a very cool kind of Punch-Out-esque. What's that long running boxing anime?
Beats me.
Ippo, Hajime no Ippo? Is that what it's called? Anyways, it's totally that kind of animation. So Charmander's like spitting flames, and Primeape goes in a boxer mode and kind of is like dodging the flames while he runs at him, and then just gets off these sweet 1-2 combo. He's just pounding him. And that's when Charmander looks into himself and discovers the unique rage that is akin to all of the Saiyan race. And as his flame heats up, he becomes the destined Super Saiyan.
It's kind of funny because shiny Charmander is yellow. It's gold.
Oh, there you go. Supersonic Super Saiyan.
There you go. Charmander has learned the move Rage, which is apparently this ultimate attack. It's an attack that gets stronger the more the Pokemon using it gets hit. It is a real move. In Gen 1, it sucks. It's like 20 base power or something, and it gets more powerful every time you get hit. But in Gen 1, once you've selected Rage, you're locked in. You can't do a damn thing after that. Your Pokemon is using Rage until it's knocked out or the battle's over. Like, you can't even switch.
Wow.
Yeah. In Gen 2, it gets fixed to you have to select it every turn, and like every subsequent turn that you get hit, it gets stronger. So it's a decent move, and I'm pretty sure it's pretty good early game, like in Gen 2 and stuff, but Gen 1, it's pretty crap.
And so Ash is an idiot and didn't even realize that Charmander had this move. But with every punch he just learned it.
That's what I think that's what it was implied.
Damn. Yeah. Okay. That's cool. So with every punch that Primeape lands, like he's getting even more powerful.
And then Charmander goes for the flamethrower, and then Pikachu dives in at the last second to grab Ash's hat.
Pikachu's such a homie. He knows that Charmander's about to light up the hat. And Pikachu's like, it's all about that hat. Limited edition. But we've also seen Pikachu be a little sociopath. How do we know he's not like, the hat, I'll sell it on eBay. The returns. The gains.
So Charmander's won the fight. He stands in a cool little pose. He's got his hands on his hips. It's very cute. Ash throws the ball and catches a Primeape.
Did it look to you like you almost didn't catch him? There's like a bit of a fake out, right?
I don't get this.
I didn't get that either. I thought they were going to do something with that.
It does the whole suspense shake thingy, and then it does the click that signifies that, yes, you caught the Pokemon. And then it shakes again a second time and clicks. I really don't understand.
Angry. They're
maybe.
Like, damn, angry as Pokemon.
Maybe it is. So Team Rocket comes back and asks where the Primeape is. And so Ash is like, oh, he's right here. 6 Primeape on Team Rocket. They go blasting off again.
How many Pokemon is Ash holding now? I guess he
6.
gave the Butterfree away, so that's why he can hold this one?
Yeah, he has 8 Pokemon. Or not, he has caught 8 Pokemon, technically more.
Given one away, and Krabby is with Oak.
And Krabby's with Oak, yeah.
Then Primeape just gives Ash another smack.
Yeah,
he can barely control this guy.
Gives Ash a black eye. Straight up.
Yeah. Which just heals instantly.
Yeah. But all of this running that they did away from Primeape has had a purpose, plot-wise, because they've got to Celadon. They're there now.
Keep the plot moving forward. Good job, Primeape.
At the start of the episode, I think it was Brock said something along the lines of it would take a day to get there if they just kept going. But they're there in a couple hours now because of this Primeape.
Yeah, a couple hours of intense workout. Join now to Primeape's Orange Theory Super CrossFit Adventures. 10 DVDs for yours for only 6 installations of $29.99.
Plus shipping and handling.
Plus shipping and handling.
Team Rocket lands in amongst a herd of Primeape, so they're going to die again.
And they're murdered again.
And that's the episode.
By the workout Primeapes.
Mm-hmm.
We think of a spin-off every episode, man. That's the new spin-off. Primeape workout tapes.
Okay. I was kind of thinking about this the other day.
Okay.
Should we add to the 4-pore spin-off potential?
I don't know. They just come to us. Do we think of spin-offs, or are they handed to us by a gentle god?
Shout us out in the comments what you think.
Oh, there you go.
Should we add
Getting
spin-off
my catch
potential?
phrase.
There you go.
All right, literary hour with Graham. I gotta say, I wasn't super feeling literature this week, but you know what? I did my job anyways.
That's your job.
Pushed through. The literary analysis is the Roadrunner. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, there's a few. So like, first of all, this is clearly an angry gorilla, right? Mm-hmm. That's like what we're dealing with. My Life with the Chimpanzees by Jane Goodall. How you like that one? Classic nonfiction of Jane Goodall studying the chimps. And I believe that's the version that was for children. You could also just go King Kong, Big Angry Monkey.
It's the easy one.
I also want to call out, though, just like Vikings in general. So I picked the book The Sea Wolves, A History of the Vikings by Lars Brownworth. Because Vikings, there's this idea of the berserker, who's the warrior who within battle gets so filled with the intensity of the battle that they go into like a blood rage where they can't even think, they can't feel. Like even if you're an ally, you don't want to be near them because they're just killing nonstop. The pain is being blocked out by the intensity of the blood rage. So that berserker motif, I think, is really here within the Primeape. Primeape the Berserker. How you like that one, Kellen?
There you go. That's good. Good stuff.
Food for thought? Nice.
Solid stuff.
Thought for food?
Let's rate
food.
Oh, food's pretty good. I like food. All right, let's rate.
Oh, I did some more cooking last night. Remember? I heard everyone loved my peppercorn sauce recipe. I made homemade Osaka-style okonomiyaki. Have you ever had okonomiyaki?
Never heard of it.
Okonomi means whatever you like, and yaki means fried. So it's literally just fried stuff in Japanese.
Fried stuff.
But they're Japanese street food pancakes. So you take a pancake batter, and then you mix like vegetables and seafood in the batter, and you cook that up, and then you put like some sauces on. Pretty good.
Interesting.
Pretty good stuff. Yeah.
I mean, you're frying it, so it's probably pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If it's fried, I want to die.
All right, first category for Primeape Goes Bananas will be furry bait.
I don't know. There's probably someone who wants to fuck Primeape.
Primeape is decently humanoid.
Yeah. He's a burly boy.
But I don't think he would allow it.
Yeah, but some people might be into that.
Yeah.
Just the pure rage of it all.
6.
I don't know. Furry bait's so hard. I'm comfortable with a 6. Yeah. Mostly so that I don't have to talk about this anymore. What an awkward category. You picked this one.
That's the one category that comes up and we're like, 4, go ahead. Move on.
We need to consult the expert. Does anyone know a furry?
Second category is the Team Rocket scheme. So what would that be? The hole?
It's so bad.
It's just the hole?
Their scheme is to grab Pikachu.
Yeah.
and then kind of fight Primeape, and then they dig a hole. So like a 1?
I was thinking like 3, so 2 is good.
Okay.
A 1 would be like nothing. At least they dug a hole.
That's
something.
That's how low our standards are for you, Team Rocket. Dig a hole.
So 2 and 6, a 4 out of 10 for Primeape Goes Bananas.
Not bad. I mean, coming off of perfect 10s last time. Tower of Terror. What a great episode that was. If you haven't listened to last week's episode, we're riding the high of Tower of Terror. I love those Three Stooges ghost boys.
All right, let's get on to episode 26, Pokémon Scent-sation.
Yeah, beautiful.
A pun in the name.
Scent-sation, spelled with scent, like a smell.
Like, oh, there you go. I didn't get that.
Yeah, you did.
Yes, I did.
Yes, you did.
It's very obvious.
Because you're a punologist.
Mm-hmm, yes.
Went to the School of Puns.
And the School of Hard Knocks.
Oh.
Yeah. And film school. That was probably the least useful.
Well, it lets you do something. That is, edit this podcast. Yeah. Oh my god. No, it'll be useful. Hang in there. Hey, anybody listening need an editor?
Yeah, if you need freelance editor, I'm very much available.
Yeah, hire him. He's good. You've seen the shorts.
Okay.
You're the best.
So the gang's arrived in Celadon City. It's renowned for its tall buildings and its good scents.
Yeah, it looks like Toronto. Except Toronto doesn't smell good.
Of course, the perfume smells lure Brock to a shop full of cute girls.
Was that a pun known for good sense? Because I almost heard it as like good sensibilities at first, right? Good
Maybe,
sense,
I don't know.
But then sense, yeah. Yeah, and Brock's lured in, like, the whole city smells nice, I guess. So he's sniffing a window.
He wants to stay around. Ash is eager to get to the gym, but Misty and Pikachu have been lured inside as well, and they're testing samples.
Yeah, so Brock's sniffing a window. What is this? It's a perfume shop. Blech, can't say perfume. We need better talking. How hard is talking sometimes?
Words are very difficult.
Words are difficult, but we can do it.
That's like a catchphrase of mine these days. Just words are hard when I can't talk.
Yeah, when your mouth
stutter.
gets all jam blasted.
Yeah. I was really disappointed in this scene. I was really hoping we would get a cute moment of like Pikachu testing a sample and like smelling his wrist and stuff. We did not get that.
That would have been good.
That would have been so cute.
Misty and Pikachu do seem interested in the perfumes.
Mm-hmm.
These women that Brock are immediately simping over. Some, fancy looking city girls. And they're trying to sell Misty on Daffodil Dreams. What a nice scent.
Sounds very pleasant.
But Ash is a little bit bigoted. He's got this bias
he hates perfume.
He hates perfume. Okay.
As much as I hate yoga.
Perfume is a waste of money, and it stinks.
Yeah, he insults it. He insults it so bad. He goes off.
So bad that the manager comes out. She's this in like a ceremonial kimono, like a full-blown Kyoto-style, old-school Japan vibes coming off of this lady. And Ash is just losing it. Yeah, he's like, speak to your manager. All perfume is a ripoff. It turns guys into zombies. Here's my reference. Pulls up Brock.
His evidence is Brock, so his point is actually kind of sensible.
I know. But come on. That's that kind of testing where you're like, you didn't look at the baseline, right? Like, the control is that he's always like that around women. He's always a loser.
Take the perfume out of the equation. He's still like that.
And this manager is just like, you're totally insulting our craft. This is how we make money. We put a lot of work into this. And she gives us a great acrostic to get her point across. P for pretty. E, elegant. R, radiant. F, fun. U, urbane. I don't get that one. M, mysterious. E, energy. That's perfume. It spells perfume.
I'm glad you wrote it down because I sure as hell didn't.
I wrote it down. Doing my work. And Ash is like, well, I'm so full of energy. I already got too much energy. And Misty's like, you gonna use that energy to keep your fucking mouth shut, you loser?
You little shit.
You little shit. Speaking of all the product placement for Jelly Donuts last episode, the manager's perfume acrostic was basically one of those like cheap commercials on like a local television station for like used cars. Mm-hmm. She's got it. Great job, manager.
So they kick him out of the store. They ban him. Don't come back. And we cut to just outside the gym. He's not being let in the gym either. They won't let in anybody that says perfume is a stinky ripoff.
This is a perfume city and a perfume gym.
Mm-hmm.
And all these gym ladies are dressed like they're at a safari.
Well, they're working in amongst all these plants, so they need some kind of...
Yeah, so let's talk about the gym now that we've seen it. It's basically like a giant greenhouse, right?
Mm-hmm. It's great.
And the idea is it's also like an economic thing. They're growing the plants, they cultivate all these scents and sell them as perfume in the city.
Yeah, I love the world building when gyms are like something else also.
Yeah. Part of the world integrated in some fashion.
Yeah.
It also seems later that like you can go to this gym and like learn about perfumes and stuff.
Yeah, we'll get there later, but yeah, they talk about having like classes you can enroll in.
Yeah.
Or something.
It's all women though.
Yeah. Well, it's all women in the games too.
Oh.
Yeah. And the creepy old guy is sitting outside. Very weird.
Oh.
If you didn't know, in the original Gen 1 games, there's an old man standing right outside the Celadon City gym looking inwards. And if you talk to him, he goes something like, this gym is great. It's full of women, or beautiful women, something like that. And then
That's
in the remakes,
Brock in the future.
And in the remakes, they changed it to, I love this gym. It's full of strong trainers.
Trying to work down the creepy a bit.
So they brand him with a big X on his face.
Yeah, these gym girls love this X.
Yeah, and I love this a little bit. In the background of that shot when he gets hit with the X, you can see Team Rocket running by, like way in the background, holding a ladder. And you're like, oh, what's going on there? And then we cut immediately to Team Rocket. They're trying to break into this gym and steal the secret formula.
Ooh, steal the perfume formula. And, I took some more notes because I liked this little scheme of theirs. Jessie, when she's fantasizing about it, says that it'll make her as irresistible as Cleopatra. And it suddenly shows her dressed as Cleopatra, surrounded by all these, like, half-naked boys.
Mm-hmm.
There's this, like, thing in here in Pokemon where it's, like a powerful, rich woman just has tons of, like, dudes fanning her.
Success and status means Speedo Men.
Half-naked dudes.
Speedo
Men.
Yeah.
And James wants zillions of dollars, enough to buy a country or a planet. Or, in Meowth's case, 9 lifetimes of cat grub. I like their goals. They're aiming high. Moonshots all around.
Yeah. So they do get into the gym, but they come across Gloom, who is able to suck up the coughing
describe
gas.
this Gloom for me, because I actually forgot about this Pokemon. I was like, what the hell is that? A Vileplume? That's what I wrote down at first.
Gloom is this little plant guy who
Is
evolves
it evolved from anything?
Yes, it evolves from Oddish.
Oh, that's an Oddish.
Oddish is like just the stems or just the leaves, and then evolves into Gloom where the leaves furl down and the buds start growing in, and then Vileplume is when the buds bloom and it becomes a flower.
It's the second and a Vileplume is the third. Okay. So it's all about Gloom, though.
But the whole thing about Gloom is that Gloom fucking reeks.
It's basically
Smells
a
like
skunk.
shit. Yeah.
Like if it's like endangered, it sends out this really bad smell. Does that have game relevance?
No.
There isn't a move like Stank.
There's an ability called Stench, but I don't know if Gloom gets that in future games.
Gloom, use that Stank.
It can have Stench as a hidden ability.
Oh, okay. What does that do?
Gloom
used rotten underwear Stank.
It helps keep wild Pokemon away, so your chances of encountering a wild Pokemon go down if the Pokemon in the leading slot in the party has Stench as its ability.
Well, the anime makes it seem like Gloom is the master of poison. Because coughing uses a poison gas, Gloom sucks it all and spits it all back. And makes an even worse smell, I guess. Because James is like old sneakers mixed with rotten eggs, dead fish, and just a hint of skunk fumes.
Yeah. It's so bad that they shatter. Like glass. They just break.
Who shatters? The people?
Team Rocket. Yeah,
oh my God,
James, James just shattered.
They're dead again. And we cut to the best bit ever. You want to tell us about this bit?
Meowth is also smelling it. It's so bad that he can smell it even without a nose. He thinks he's lost his... Okay, because he smells it, and he's like, oh my god, my nose burns. And Jesse and James are like, Meowth, you don't even have a nose. And he thinks the smell is so bad that it dissolved his nose. And then he remembered, oh wait, the cartoonist never gave me a nose.
It breaks the fourth wall.
So good.
So this might be a reference, actually. There is an old Dragon Ball fight, so that would have been from the 80s. Because it's an original Dragon Ball where Krillin in one of the world tournaments fights someone named Bacterion. Okay, Bacterion is this giant stinky guy who's like all his opponents can't even get near him because he smells so bad. And so Krillin is fighting him, right? And the whole time he's like cowering, oh my god, I can't smell. And then Goku from the crowd realizes something. Goku's like, Krillin, you don't have a nose. Just because like you happens to not be drawn with a nose. And then Krillin's like, oh my god, oh yeah. And then he just kicks Bacterion's ass. So good.
That's great.
I think this might be a reference. I don't know. Like, I'm assuming that, like, if you're in anime, you've seen Dragon Ball, at least, like, in the 90s.
So, after that whole shtick, they get hammered by a big hammer. They get literally smacked with a hammer.
The gym girls, yeah.
Because thieves, this is a hot take in this gym, thieves are against the rules.
I love this. I wrote that down, too. They said, gym rules, no thieves allowed. I'm like, isn't that just, like... life rules? Isn't that what like jails are for? Gym rules.
So they get branded with an X on their faces as well and hung in a tree to left to die.
Ash shows up. You guys hanging
Are
out?
you three hanging out again?
Are you three hanging out again?
Hey-oh. They convince Ash to let him down, and then they'll help him get into the gym because they won't let him in. And he goes along with the plan. They disguise him as a girl. And they escort him
Orange
to
dress,
the gym.
Pink bow, blonde wig, high voice. His name's Ashley.
Yeah, so they escort Ashley to the gym as her parents and enroll him into classes. This is where the whole class thing comes up. They talk about enrolling.
I like Team
him.
Rocket's costumes too. Well, I like James's costume.
James is completely
he totally
unrecognizable.
transforms.
Yeah,
middle-aged man with a gut, and Meowth is his gut. Meowth like pops out of his shirt.
yeah.
It's like, I love being a gut.
And this was their plan the whole time, is to sneak back in and under disguises and then ditch Ash to go steal the formula. And Meowth has a bomb.
Called a blaster ball.
What the fuck? Where did he get a bomb?
Even James is like, why are we using this? And Jesse's like, sweet revenge for the X on my face.
Terrorism.
Like they're
Great
so
revenge.
vain. They're so vain, right? Like anything against their good looks, and they're like, we're blowing it up with the blaster ball, boys.
So we go back into the gym. There's a story time happening.
Oh, I love seeing the gym here, actually. Like, we get a bunch of grass-themed Pokemon doing aerobics.
That's great. I love that. Yeah. I forgot to write that down, but I loved it.
A pretty Pokemon is a strong Pokemon. They're like, it's almost like a spa. Like, and these Pokemon are part of it. Like, they use aspects of the Pokemon to make their sense, too, right? This is a very, like, integrated business and wellness sort of place. And it kind of feels like a spa, but it's also a greenhouse. It's a lot of things.
Yeah.
So story time.
Yeah, so story time is being hosted by a woman. We meet her is Erica.
The store manager.
Yeah, she is
Erica
the manager
all along.
that kicked Ash out of the store. So there's some contention there. Ooh.
Yeah, and she's telling some dumb Hallmark story of an Ammonite on a beach, and Brock is in the crowd just bawling. He's like, it's beautiful.
And then she talks about, or Misty asks her about, like, why can I be by this Gloom? I thought they all stunk so bad. And Erica explains that Gloom is kind of like a skunk. I don't think she names skunk, but I mean, it's a real life analogy. It won't reek if it doesn't feel threatened. And if it feels threatened, then it'll let off its stench in self-defense.
So kind of like Wario in Smash Brothers.
And then we get Erica's backstory. When she was a kid, there was a time she got cornered by a Grimer or something, and then Gloom came along.
And a Grimer is just like a slime. It's like
Grimer's just
monster.
sludge. Grimer is one of the Pokemon that I'd point to when people say, oh, Pokemon designs are so lazy now. They were way better back in Generation 1. Look at Grimer and Muck.
Yeah, just sludge.
Grimer is a pile of sludge. It evolves into a slightly bigger pile of sludge.
Yeah, that's the other thing people say is like, oh, nowadays, like, the designs look more like Digimon than Pokemon. And I think they're alluding to, like, stuff that doesn't look like animals, but like Mr. Mime, Jinx.
They're just people.
They're just people.
They're just people.
They're just people.
There's plenty of Pokemon that don't look like animals. Like, Magnemite is just a bunch of fucking, like, metal objects put together.
But he rules, because you look at that and you're like, what is life?
Yeah.
Makes you think.
So, after the story, Misty says, I wish Ash could have heard that story. And Ash, forgetting his disguise, just goes, I heard it.
Yeah,
Come
okay.
on, Ash.
I think we've skipped a couple steps. So the backstory, like, Gloom saved the Erica from the Grimer.
Yes.
Which is weird, because, like, why would that pile of sludge be affected by the smell?
Yeah, Grimer, notably, is also very smelly.
Yeah, he's a stinkfist. He's, like, made out of garbage.
Yeah, literally, almost.
And yeah, Ash has shown up because he's part of the class, and he lets the gig fly here.
Yeah. I just love it, because it's just so deadpan. I wish Ash could have heard that story, and then just a beat, and then...
I heard it.
I heard it.
And then he changes his voice again. I'm a shy little girl.
Yeah. Don't look at me.
Yeah, but Pikachu's suspicious.
Yeah, Pikachu recognizes him. He goes up to Ash. He's like, oh my god, hi, it's you. You're back. Where did you go? And Ash tells him to knock it off. Don't do that. And then Pikachu shocks him because he doesn't like being told what to do.
Yeah, and his wig falls off.
Doesn't
it's
just fall off,
me,
it burns
and I'm
off.
here to challenge you.
And we cut to Team Rocket. They found the formula. Very short clip. And then we cut back. They're going to have a battle. 3-on-3 battle.
A 3-on-3.
Ash is going to use his own fucking grass Pokemon. Oh, my God. Ash.
Ash moron moment. I'm going to fight your grass Pokemon with my grass Pokemon. Pokemon is elaborate rock, paper, scissors, and he still says shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't even understand the foundational mechanic of Pokemon.
So it's Bulbasaur versus Tangela.
Yeah, describe Tangela. It's this weird little Addams Family-esque, Tangela could be part of the Addams Family. It could be like Cousin It. But
Tangela is spaghetti. That's what it is, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's,
but made out of vines. Apparently.
It's just a bunch of vines covering this unknown entity. And that's basically it.
What's behind the vines?
No one knows.
That's the real secret.
Yeah. So I thought this was a cool moment in the fight. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Bulbasaur goes for the Vine Whip. Tangela catches its vines and then starts like constricting itself. It uses constrict, it's a move, to pull Bulbasaur in through his own vines and then stun spores him. I thought that was just really neat. Clever moment.
Yeah, so stun spores the Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur returns. Yeah, that was a quick battle. Okay. Erica, is this very caring person. Feels bad for the Bulbasaur. She's like, I'll give you a paralyzed heal. And Ash is like, fuck that, you fuck. How do you think it's my own way, you piece of shit? Erica's like, okay. This is a little intense.
She claims he doesn't have empathy later.
Yeah.
So she goes for the Weepin' Bell. Or no, sorry, Ash thinks he's going to go for Primeape, which is a better call than Bulbasaur.
But then he just remembers how Primeape beat the shit out of him all the time. So sends out Charmander.
Goes for Charmander, which is an even better call.
He finally remembers, Firestorm gets grass.
Jesus Christ. Erica goes for the Weepin' Bell. Charmander goes for the Flamethrower. Weepin' Bell's Razor Leafs get burned up in it, and Charmander Skull Bashes it for the kill. Very anticlimactic battles here. It's all just one move.
Oh, they're both quick. Yeah, they're both
one move.
Moves.
That's it. It's really lame. So she goes for the Gloom after claiming Ash doesn't have empathy. Goes for the Gloom, who stinks up the place. Also knocks Charmander out instantly somehow. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I don't really know. Pikachu throws himself into the fray. Ash is like, should I go with Squirtle or Pidgeotto? Yeah, use Pidgeotto. Flying type. But good against grass.
Strong against grass, right?
Come on.
It blows all the leaves around.
Mm-hmm. So Pikachu literally smacks some sense in Ash. He gives Ash a little smack. And Ash is like, oh my god, yes, Pikachu, you'll fight for me. I love you. And then Team Rocket comes in again.
Yes, in a moment eerily similar to the Badge 2 battle, they interrupt. Mm-hmm. Their antics interrupt the battle exposition with an explosion. Meowth has detonated the blast ball. He pushes the detonator. Team Rocket's like, where did you put the blast ball? And he's like, well, right near me, so I knew where it was. So blows them up. They're gone. Oh my god.
But they got the perfume with them.
Yeah, they got the perfume. So they're like, whatever, peace.
So it seems like an actual successful mission on their part for once.
Yeah, they're flying.
And then we go back to the gym. It's on fire.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but
that blaster ball has caused an issue in the way of structural damage.
Yeah. So all the trainers are going to get the Pokemon back in the Pokeballs. They all got to get out of the gym. And then we get the firefighting scene.
Oh, yeah.
From the outside.
Yeah, this is cool. Everyone's helping out. Pikachu has a watering can and he's watering a single flower.
You go, Pikachu.
You go, Pikachu.
I love you.
You've probably overwatered that flower now and it will die because flowers hate themselves and they want to commit suicide.
It's so cute.
Taking care of plants, oh my god, so hard.
Yeah, all these people are using like these fire hoses to fight this fire, and then you get Pikachu walking up with this watering can and he just tips it over. He's like, yeah, we're gonna do this.
He's doing what he can.
Fantastic.
So Ash is sitting around feeling guilty because he let Team Rocket in. And Misty's like, don't just stand there, help us. So now we got Squirtle, Staryu, Starmie, and the Firefighting Action Squad.
And Geodude, don't forget Geodude. Dumping dirt
so I
all
actually
over the place.
realized I remembered this exact moment where Brock tells Geodude to put dirt on the fire. Because when I was a little kid and I saw that, I think I had to ask my parents. I was like, what does dirt do against fire? I knew the whole water fire thing. And I think that's where I learned about like suppressing the oxygen of a fire.
Well, there you go. That's why ground and rock are good against fire types.
Boom. Are they?
Go. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So Erica can't find Gloom. She's looked all over for Gloom, cannot find it. Wants to go in. Ash decides he's going to go in. Find Gloom. He's going to be the hero.
I love how Ash. I do like these moments of Ash, though, where he's such a bullheaded idiot that he he saves the day, I guess. He also caused the problems. But yeah. So whatever.
Well, he finds Gloom, but Gloom stenches up the place, but around the stadium is crumbling around Gloom. It's falling to pieces. So Ash, it's now or never. He takes a deep breath. He runs in to get the Gloom. But by the time he gets to Gloom, there's no more stink. No more stink.
Oh, yeah. The Gloom likes him.
Gloom realized that Ash is not a threat. And Ash, in the middle of this fire, even has time for a flashback to remember why Gloom doesn't stink.
That's a very anime thing. So, like, there's so much shonen anime where, like, during the middle of the fight, you'll get, like, a multi-episode flashback, right? Like, mid-punch. Or, like, I love in JoJo how they'll basically, like, narrate the fight as it's happening. Like, wait, he punched over here, but he doesn't know that I actually tied a rope over there beforehand, so I could pull his leg like this.
So he runs out with the Gloom, and once all is well, Erica confers to Ash the Rainbow Badge, which is another fucking badge he didn't earn properly.
Is that pretty much all of them now? Like, something happens?
He has won one fight properly.
Against Surge?
Against Surge, yeah.
Yeah, so let's go over them. With Brock, it's like
sprinklers.
The kids and the sprinklers, yeah.
Bullshit.
With Misty, it's like nothing. Like Team Rocket like interrupts, right?
Yeah, he just saved the Pokemon from Team Rocket.
Okay, they actually went against
finish
Surge,
the fight.
And then with Sabrina,
Haunter like,
cracks her up with a bomb.
Yeah.
Gag. With physical comedy, he saves the day.
And then Erica, the gym is burning down, and he saves Gloom, which is the most noble of the four he hasn't earned properly, but still, he didn't win the fucking fight.
It does seem like Erica's thing is, since she brings up empathy, she trusts so much in Gloom that I think she's really like, she doesn't care that much about the battles. It's more like if Gloom's chill with you, then I'm chill with you. But yeah, like what are Ash's credentials?
Not much.
He still does not understand the core tenets of Pokemon battles. Like, he doesn't even understand how they work.
You're using a grass type? I'll use a grass type. Dumbass.
I know, types are fun. There.
Then we go to Team Rocket, we get the reveal. The bottle that Team Rocket stole only has Gloom essence in it, so they didn't get away with anything.
It stinks just like your plan.
Hey, there you go.
And so Ash is ahead in the race by a nose.
And that's the episode.
Scent-themed puns.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fun fact, this episode apparently was banned in South Korea for some reason.
Well, it's another one of those episodes that if they have like overtly Japanese visuals, like I guess at the time they were banning that because the samurai one was banned. Yep. Like not like overtly like traditional Japanese stuff. That's what it sounds like. I'm not going to claim to really understand what's going on there, but
it's interesting nonetheless.
For literature.
Go for it.
The Little Shop of Horrors, because Gloom is a plant who causes problems. There are a lot of appearances of a man dressing up as a woman or vice versa in Shakespeare plays. So maybe that. It made me think of Final Fantasy VII, Ash's whole thing. In Final Fantasy VII, famous scene pretty early on where Ash dresses up like a woman to join this guy's brothel because Ares and Tifa have been taken there allegedly as prostitutes, possibly. And he breaks in also pretending to be a prostitute. Final Fantasy VII, very edgy game, very weird. Mm-hmm. Did that sell you on it? Or are you like, damn, I gotta play Final Fantasy VII now?
I'm more still reeling over the Little Shop of Horrors reference just because Gloom is a plant.
That was a joke. I got a real one. So it's from an old poem from the Poet I'm going to pronounce some things wrong here because this is like Old Norse, so I think Icelandic. The Lay of Thim is what it would be called in like an Anglo one. Thimskavida is the part of the poem from 900 AD, and it's this story about how Thor loses Mjolnir. So Thor, the god of thunder, loses his hammer, and in a quest to get it back with Loki, they find that, okay, they can get closer to the hammer, though, but this other character, and I don't remember who, wants to marry Freya. So they're going to convince Freya to marry this person so he can get close to Mjolnir. Freya wants nothing to do with it. So Loki convinces Thor to dress up as Freya in a wedding dress and try to marry the person, and at the last minute get Mjolnir back. So I thought that was a good one, is to like pretend to be a woman to sneak in and get what you're, antics, right? So Thor is also kind of trying these antics to get what he wants.
All right, let's get to the forepour now for episode number 2 today. First category is repetition. This is a brand new
category. Repetition. Is there a, the biggest repetitions would be the Team Rocket slogan. Did they even do it this episode?
Yep, they did it when they were interrupting the battle, and they like base jumped from the top of the gym.
Right.
It was actually kind of cool. Repetition, Ash not earning his badge that he got.
Good one. Okay.
I'd call that repetitive.
Yeah, that is. So we're at a baseline, I think, with that. Not too bad.
Brock getting horny, I mean, that's every episode.
Yeah, I mean, all the gym girls kind of look the same. Copy and paste.
Repetition in terms of the animation.
Yeah, also this cliche of like having the half-naked boys around when you make it. So I don't know.
I'll say
like a 6.
Yeah, I was gonna say 7, but I can be coerced to 6.
I'll coerce you. 6.
We'll do that. All right, and category number 2. Silly Pikachu moments.
Well, the watering can. Great Pikachu
so
moment. Good. Him shocking
That's like an 8
Ash
on itself.
To knock the wig off. Pikachu liking
I'll
the
say
perfume.
8.
I'll go with an 8. Watering can.
Yeah. So 8 and
Bring
6.
It.
7 for Pokemon
Pretty
Scent-sation.
strong. I mean, it was a good episode. Like I liked Scent-sation better than the Primeape one, really. The Primeape one, I guess we didn't touch on this, but it was, I don't know if there's a word for this in the Pokemon community, but it was like purely a Pokemon feature episode, right? Like it was not a very interesting location, not an interesting plot. All of it was, hey, there's this manky Primeape thing, which is a type of episode, right? It's just like, hey, look at this creature.
Yeah.
Whereas the Scent-sation actually had a bit more of a narrative.
Yeah, I agree.
He agrees.
Yeah, Primeape Goes Bananas was basically to get them to Celadon and to give Ash Primeape. And that's
and just to show us a Primeape. Like, I think there are plenty of these in the future, right? That's just like, hey, look at this creature. That's the episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then, like, you can discuss the creature, right? Because these creatures are wacky and weird.
Yeah, and there's over 1,000 of them.
Oh my God, so many. Like One Piece episodes.
It's insane. It's insane.
So, there we go.
Honestly, I love it.
He loves it.
That's today. That is today's episode for you. This week's episode.
That is for us. Shout us out in the comments. Any ideas, any engagement, love it. You can email us for ideas for the forepour or any other kind of feedback at tokilladelibird@gmail.com. You can find us anywhere fine podcasts are downloaded. iTunes, Amazon, Stitcher, Spotify, etc.
There's a few platforms in there I've never even heard of.
Yeah, you can find us all kinds of wacky places. Intro and outro music is by Alexi Action called 80s Synthwave. And what are we doing next week, Kellen?
Next week, we are taking a look at 2 more episodes. It is episode 27, Hypno's Nap Time, and episode 28, Pokemon Fashion Flash.
Ooh, Fashion Flash. Sounds fun.
Mm-hmm. So if you want to watch along, those are the 2 episodes we'll be looking at next week.
Heck yeah. All right, well, I'm excited, like usual.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Party on.
Party on, Garth.
Party on, Wayne.